let's get going. Tony and Marco, what's up? Um, Not actually sure what we're gonna work on today. I have an idea, but I'm not sure if it makes any sense. I kind of wanted to start working on playing a scene, and basically having a simulation scene abstraction. I'm not so sure if that's really worth it at this point, because there's not much. Like, there wouldn't be anything that really went into playing. Parents, what's up? Yeah, there wouldn't be much that actually went into playing a scene yet. All that really, like, it wouldn't indicate much. Just switch to the viewport. Hello, cube. Yes. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I know, Eddie. Beautiful cube. Cubing. Yeah. We could start Ronashax. Frank, what's up? So we could actually start working on peanut brain be braining until it doesn't. Yeah. I could start working on like an asset system and that kind of stuff. At least a rudimentary asset system. Oh yeah, I fixed it. Like, everything's good now. Marco thinks I should do that. And to be honest, I should. Because it is a very important system. Dude, we're making the whole engine and then renders a second cube. Well, yeah. To be honest, I kind of want to take it slow to kind of build up the necessary systems around kind of the more low-level rendering and that kind of stuff. Because right now, like, you can't change the mesh on this, and I don't want to just have like a file path here at all, because that's boring. Thing you need is more UI. Not so sure if I need more UI, so I should remove the border of the viewport at some point. But okay, let's start wondering how we're gonna design an asset manager or some sort of asset system. Did you steal my UI style? Nah, I just borrowed it. What was the issue? Just briefly, matrix. No, Frank, it wasn't matrix calculations. It was in the render texture. I wasn't assigning a viewport to the render texture. Meaning it was rendering the render texture according to the kind of entire window viewport, which it's not supposed to do. Add asset manager first, then get asset loading from compiled resources, and then get other meshes. Well, okay, sure. Because I kind of want to rethink the asset manager and do it differently than we did in Hazel, because I don't think it's necessarily that good. Obviously, assets do kind of have to define their own properties. So, okay. Let's actually go ahead and break things down here. Asset system. What does an asset system need? I kind of want to go about doing it more like Unreal. So in Unreal, obviously, you don't include the source assets in the content browser or in like the assets directory. You import it, and that generates a new asset, and then the source asset can be anywhere. So okay, we want an asset system. We need to define what an asset is, right? And how we represent an asset. What data should an asset have? Not a file path. An asset doesn't give a shit about where it's located, it just needs to know what it actually is. It would need some kind of a handle, right? So an asset handle, which basically just a unique identifier. Right, so we need a handle. It would need the type, so it knows what asset it actually is. Well, do we? I mean, arguably the type could be baked into the handle, for an example. So you could have well, no, I don't think I want to do that. Do I? I don't know. Designing systems is hard. Let's just start wondering. Okay. My game engine, I used .meta files for assets. Yeah, I did that for my initial asset manager in Hazel, but I don't like that. To be honest, there's very few times when I think you actually need like separate metadata files. The data could just be stored as part of the asset, if anything. But I think both methods are kind of valid in the end. We just didn't want meta files to clutter the file system that much. So, okay. Let's start wondering, what is an asset? Do we need a base class or anything like that for an actual asset? Why isn't that going away? There we go. I mean, arguably we could say base asset is just gonna be literally like as a handle, type, that's it. Well, I think I wouldn't want to make it a class. I was about to sneeze, but I didn't. Actually, before we start considering assets, I think having some sort of project, a very rudimentary project system could be good. Literally just as basic as it can be. Posture check. Well, I mean, can't really fix my posture that much, but sure. Because I mean, if you think about it, what is a project in the end? Tony wants me to hydrate. And Eddie wants me to stretch. I mean, a project is literally just a folder and some settings potentially. It's nothing more than that, actually. Kitty, what's up? It's going good. I've actually gotten quite a bit done today on Fusion. What have I actually gotten done today? Well, I committed the added textures 18 hours ago, which that I don't count that as today. Added Gizmo support, cleaned up some good code, and fixed a rotation bug. To be honest, I don't think I'm gonna do assets right now, because I want a project, a way of kind of representing a project before I go about doing a bunch of shit. Should I have a separate folder for project stuff? I mean, we're gonna have project settings. We're gonna have a project class, quote unquote, or struct maybe even. Then we're gonna need a way to load the project. Yeah, you know what? Is it a game? No, this is a game engine. So if we imagine a project, we're gonna need a project settings. Although we don't technically need that right now, because it's not really, we don't have any settings, you know. But I'll make the struct. No, I won't actually. So we're gonna have a class. It's gonna be project. Doesn't need to be a class though. No, it doesn't. It doesn't need to be a class at all. It's just gonna have a path. Will I use Vulkan? I'm gonna use Vulkan eventually. Right now I'm using Direct3D 11. But I do want to use I want to use Vulkan at some point, but I have to learn Vulkan to use Vulkan, and that's a task and a half. So we need to know where the project is located, right? So you could say project location. I mean, locations just fine. Do we really need to know anything else? Because I don't like the way projects work in Hazel. Right? If I go in here, we take a look at the Sandbox project. Like, did I just accidentally? No, I didn't. Good. Like the fact that the project specifies directories for certain types, I don't like that. You should be able to put your assets in any type. In fact, most of these aren't actually used, but they're here for some reason. Right? So for now, a project is literally just a location, I think. And that's fine. We may want some more data in the future. Yeah. I don't know what Jan was thinking when he did that, but I think we don't, like, I'm pretty sure we don't even use those file paths, but they're there for some reason. Because the asset manager just goes through the entire assets directory and looks for assets. Should possibly not have a project ID for the engine itself. I mean, a project is still, like, obviously a project in the sense of an editor project, yeah, that should be editor only. But the project will be defining certain settings that are needed outside of the editor, like which scene to start up with. You know, rendering settings probably shouldn't be a part of the project. It should probably be per scene or per camera or something like that. But there are definitely settings that should be a part of the quote-unquote project that are also needed in the runtime. Although you could obviously structure that in a different way. Yeah, well, I want to take a look here actually, because we have all of these damn paths. So if you just take a look at like mesh path, is that used? Well, it's used here. That's the only place. It's literally just used there, which I think is pretty dumb. Although, I don't know. I mean, if we're gonna go down that route and just have the project be in the editor, then honestly, I don't think I even need like a data structure for it. I could literally just have an in here load project, which will take in a file path. Because all that really has to happen in here is it would tell the necessary systems. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, there's the idea of having like an asset manager that is specific to the editor that deals with file paths and things like that. But this would effectively just tell us where to look for assets and that kind of stuff. Although having like a project name could be good. Although that could just be derived from the path itself. Yeah. Yeah, because I think I actually do want like a file that kind of describes some of the project stuff. Yeah, I'll do it. Project. It's gonna have a file path. Call it location. Call it base directory. Base directory. So it's gonna point to the actual folder that the project file is in. Would be nice if we could have an actual name. Yeah. Sure. Fproj. I don't know. So we grab that, and we then have to deserialize it, effectively. Which... I don't know. I kind of don't want to have to declare an entire class just for reading a project, but I think that could be useful. Because you would effectively just do like a project serializer, deserialize project path get, and set, you know, m current project equals that, or we could even do pass that in like that. Yeah, I'll do that. Why is this included here? That shouldn't be included there. Could make it a unique pointer. Sure. Whatever, I don't really care. Serialize. All right. Don't really like having to do this kinds of things manually. Will this be good? I don't know. We'll see. Cat Dad, what's up? We're gonna need YAML. When Fusion greater than Hazel? Probably never. Hazel has a massive head start, obviously. How did I do this for the world serializer? Alright. We do dynamic serialization. I kind of want to. In fact, I am doing that for the world to some degree. In that components are effectively like a lot more neatly serialized, and we just define a component serializer like this, and you can just do this. No need to like tie it to anything, and it's a lot more self-contained, which I do like. But it's obviously not full dynamic serialization since everything still has to be handwritten. But I'm trying to be a bit more clever about how I write stuff. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't like how Hazel just explicitly types everything out. Not actually a fan of that. I do prefer this. Just go through all of the possible components. Check if we have it. If so, serialize it. Just like that. Yeah, I mean, Hazel obviously works, but I don't like the fact that everything's just so tied into one place, because this entire system, I could easily adapt this struct to work with something like a binary reader and writer without actually having to change much code. I could change this to be like a base type, right? So it would be world reader. And then if we wanted to write it to binary, we could literally just do this, but make sure to use like a binary buffer. Things tied in the same place. UI components are in 50 different places. Yeah. Either way, we're gonna have an emitter. How the hell do I write YAML? We begin a map. Sure. Begin map. Because I never remember how to do this. Emitter. E. In project. No. Project. Sure. Yeah, I need to do another code review of Hazel and Roast himself, or you. Should actually get him to do that. Name. Gonna have nmap. And then we just write stuff. Yeah. We could have a sequence. Don't know if we actually should have a map or a sequence here. And possibly a sequence could be better, but I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. YAML. Key. I mean, that's technically everything we need right now, because the project doesn't have much at all. It's literally like base directory. We can infer that from the actual file path here. So yeah, cool. IF stream, no F stream. F stream. I think we're gonna need a string stream as well. F stream, out stream. That's the correct thing, right? Yes. And I think I actually have to do this. Technically. And I like to be good and actually explicitly close my streams, even though they should close during destruction, if I'm not entirely wrong. Beautiful code. I think they actually automatically close during destruction, but I can't be bothered. I prefer doing it this way. And for reading, I have stream, in stream, pop off. That's let's do if. Okay, we do actually do that. Yeah, I should actually call this stream in, because in stream would be, according to my new convention, in stream would be a parameter that I'm taking in. And I think it's string stream buffer. There has to be a better way of doing this. Should probably add a streamlined way of doing YAML reading and writing at some point. And that's literally everything for project serialization for now. So come over here, do a project serializer.h. What if this is null? Ugh. So annoying. Coming up with good ways of doing things. Fine, I could just make it return a brand new unique pointer. Project. And this would take in a const unique pointer project reference. This is the kind of stuff that I don't really find interesting when it comes to programming. But it obviously has to get done. I mean, this doesn't realistically need to even be heap allocated, but it's not going to be a huge data structure, although I guess the actual base directory could take up some amount of memory, although still not much. Yeah, it's whatever. Not gonna spend too much time thinking about that. Include memory, which I don't. I should create a precompiled header for the editor at some point. I can't. No, you know what? Just make it on the stack, it doesn't matter. So what if we end up copying some memory? It's not a big deal. There we go. Nice and easy. Yeah. I don't know if I want to make it a shared pointer. I could. That would actually... Yeah. I could make it a shared pointer. I mean, the question is how much data is project gonna hold? Well, I don't know. I could make it a share, I could make it a unique, just like I did. Because I did make it a unique. But... And that does obviously have the advantage that I can check if it is null or not. The thing is though... Yeah. Yeah, sure. Although I can't copy a unique pointer. Can I? No, you can't. It's unique. Can't copy it. Or am I dumb? Can you you can't copy one, right? You can move it, but I don't think you can copy it. Yeah, you can't copy it. And this would result in an attempted copy unless I did like let's make unique here. I don't know. Fucking just make it shared. It's whatever. It doesn't matter too much, but having it be shared is just more convenient. Unique and there we go. Done. I'm not gonna spend any more time bothering with garbage like that. And current project, and obviously we want to make sure if the well, we'd probably want like an actual load project, just passing project path. Come on, get. Well, I mean, it's hard to screw up things like this, Tony, so could be a while. Although you never know, I suppose. So we now have the project, we do this, we will make sure that, you know, to do unload current project. Should probably be its own thing. There, done. We know the file exists. All right. MSVC to the MSVC thing and broke. Cool. Awesome. Probably want like a new project as well, which is eventually gonna open up some pop-up. Do I do that right away? Yeah, sure, you know what? Why not? Probably want that to be a modal. New project. I think this isn't actually gonna work, doing open pop-up in here, because I know that there used to be a bug with ImGUI where you couldn't call open pop-up from a menu item. But I guess we'll see. There it is. Sure, whatever. Let's see if this even compiles. Probably isn't. Yeah. Because... well, first of all, that should be project path. And I guess Fusion Editor doesn't include YAML, which is interesting. Yeah, it's not. Include. The hell did I call that? YAML CPP. Why in the crap is my C# build failing yet there is only 2 warnings? That sounds weird. Do we have any defines? We do, although I don't think I need... Nice. I might need it in here. So sure. There we go. Make sure we save. Thank you. Now we should be good. Where are they defined? Assert. Do I really need... yeah, fine, whatever, let's load. Usually core. Assert. Probably shouldn't be core. Do I have one that isn't for core? Yes, I do. No memory name fusion, what? Sorry, what? You gonna be happy now? Thank you. I changed the target version for the project. Great. Yeah, exactly. So you can see new project doesn't do anything. The reason is there's a bug with ImGUI where if you call open pop-up from inside a menu item, it just doesn't do it. So you actually have to use like an actual deferred thing here. To be honest, what I'm probably gonna do from now is just do s3 string pop up to open. Set it like that. Then here, if it's not empty, open pop up. C string. Set that to blank. Now it should work. Yes. Awesome. Imagine using sampler feedback for texture streaming. No idea what that is. I know what a sampler is. I don't know what sampler feedback is. Awesome. We have our pop-up. And I'm gonna immediately just go ahead and do I'm GUI. Window flags. No. No move. No resize. Can I just say that the background grading that OmGUI does there is actually kind of gross. You can change that. So it only does it for pop-up models. And you can change the background, I think. So you could change it to actually be something else. What do you mean I broke it? I'm broken shit. Would be nice to track it, to actually be able to close it. Nah, I don't do that all the time. Just sometimes. Now we're gonna want like an input text. The thing is though, I kind of want to use, instead of using actual C buffers, I know OmGUI has a header that lets us use like SD string, and we'll deal with resizing. I forgot my name. Thank you so much for the follow, and I hope you remember your name going forward. Is it miscellaneous CPP? I think it's this. Yeah, it's this. Set up a callback to grow the capacity. I have to do that? I think I have to set that up manually. No? Wait, what? Oh. Only 99% of the time. That ain't true and you know it. I don't know, I have just a S. Can't really have that though, I don't think. Well, I sort of can, but project name. With hint. Where's... Ah, there it is. Cool. Label. Name. Hint. Project. Name, I don't know. Sure, let's try that. See if it crashes. Undefined symbol. Cool. So guessing I don't include that in the actual I'm GUI thing. Yeah, I don't. Miss CP. Yeah. GUI. What's Fusion? Fusion is my game engine that I'm making kind of just as a hobby project to learn more about the different areas of game engines that I don't really know much about. And it's also a way for me to get better at programming in general. stdlib. lib.h cp. Just includes string. This includes I'm GUI. This isn't gonna work. Proceeds to enter a rabbit hole. Yeah, that's true. They kind of... So, okay, I know this isn't gonna work because the CPP file doesn't use relative includes. So if we go to build, we're gonna get, yep. And not gonna... This... I think this is my own fork of I'm GUI. I don't remember incorrectly. Repositories. Fusion. Pretty sure it's this, so I could actually modify it, but probably best not to. Third party. Yeah, it is. And I kind of don't feel like modifying the code. So... means I'm gonna have to do... I guess just... uncheck location, technically? Yeah, I guess. That would be what I have to do. Scripts, generate projects, reload it. Hate it that it does this. Now it should, in theory, work. And it does. Okay. I'm not actually a fan of modifying submodules. Works. Cool. Let's quickly just do a, yep, I'm GUI. Button, close. Close current pop-up. Button, create. I'm not gonna bother styling these too much. For now, this will literally just do that. And let's be good and have the same line. I don't know, let's see what this does. I'm not gonna spend too much time styling. I'm not Tony. I mean, I obviously do want this to be a bit better in the future, but for now it's fine. And let's make sure this is just a new project. Name like that. Cool. Alright, what happens when you click? Well, you need a way of selecting the actual location as well. I assume I can use NFT to do that? Presumably. project directory. Open dialog. Pick folder. Aha! Exactly what I want. Takes sharp pointer or a unique path. Sure. Project directory. Not gonna have a default path. Probably returns that. Actually gonna want another one of these. New project directory. I kind of want this to be read only though. Input text flags. Where is it? There it is. Read only. Funny momentos. Okay, sure. Or equal. If that is true. We want to do this. The switch on the result. It's gonna be these. Here we'll just do project directory equals get. Yeah, let's just do nothing here. I think I might have seen loading done shortly. Awesome. See if this works. Forgot to change the variable in the project directory input. Did? Yes, I did. Implementation sucks and has like 10 bugs, but who cares? Yeah, can always improve it later on. Okay, good. That opens this. If we do that, what happens? Nothing. Good. Click this. Works. Awesome. Cool. So if it succeeds, what do we do? Just go and create the project and then set it as the next project to be loaded? I think so. How do we go about creating it though? Oh, let's have create project. could just string new. Let's just stick with the good old in directory. Create project. Name. Then close the pop-up. Alright, so we now know this. That means we need to, again, to do download current project. In the future, that's going to entail quite a few things, but for now, it's just literally getting rid of the project file. Well, yeah. I think create directories. I mean, the director kind of already has to exist though. So, yeah. It's literally just a matter of doing that. Name. Password definitely didn't crash. I don't believe you. In directory. Serialize. New project. Set current project equals new project. Okay, cool. Put a breakpoint here. Give it a go. Hopefully it will just work. I don't know. Stupid. Go ahead and put that just in. Yeah, how do I actually want this to work? Because I could do this and do that. If I select that folder. Do we want to just give it the location of the base folder and then create that folder based on the name? Probably. Let's just do this for now. Because I haven't set it up to work properly. Go in here, we do some stuff. We replace the current project. Close that, take a look at what it looks like. We have our project file, and we have our project. Eventually this is obviously going to contain other information, not just the name. Probably gonna call this. Actually, you know what? Because I know Unreal basically does this, where you just point it to say cdev, and then it will create a folder for you in there. Let's actually have a look at, yeah, just location. I think. Yeah, exactly. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. You give it cdev, and it will create a folder called my project in cdev. I think that's what I want. And I think location makes much more sense in that case. Location. And yes, I do want to make sure that they're named correctly. This, where am I? Here. This will then go ahead and do file system, create directory, in directory slash in name. Let's call this location as well. Get her out here crashing Fusion. Except that I haven't. And this will actually be the base directory. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. That should now do what I wanted to. File, new. Test, sure. C, dev, done, create, close. Test, test, test. Cool. We'll do that DX11 thing again. If your won't crash, it's your whole computer. Yeah, I'm actually kind of terrified to test that. Because I don't know if that still happens. I imagine it would. And so I'm not going to test that right now. I can test that at the end of the stream. Yeah, I mean, your computer is completely trashed. I have a way of, like, updating the title. No, I don't. Format. Editor. In name. Let's make sure, let's add that, because yes, it's important. For me, at least. Void set title. In title. To me, it matters. My friend told me to update GPU drivers. It crashed again after about an hour. It's so weird. Like, what the hell could be causing it? Because it's giving you basically like a driver issue. But how do I set window title? It's like it's telling you that the GPU is hanging. Last time I tried to update my NVIDIA driver, it almost broke my PC. Really? I've never had any issues with NVIDIA drivers, although I have heard quite a few people have had problems. Title. In title. What is title? It's a string. Good. Does the application store it? Because that would be... Yeah, it does. Why the fuck does it do that? That's kind of annoying, actually. It's probably memory or something. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. So basically I would have to have a set title in here. Because we apparently store the title in 2 places. For some reason. Window. Set title. Specification. Title. Don't think that actually matters, but whatever. And this 7 saying me downloaded something from their backup servers in recovery. Damn. Really should go through and fix all of these warnings as well. So if I go and I do a new test tool, let's call it test project. I don't think it will like me having spaces. Sadly. Dev. Create. Test project. Cool. What is the intended game type for Fusion? No idea. I would love to do sort of, I don't know, open world stuff, but that's obviously. Oh yeah, 3D only. Definitely, I'm not doing 2D. 2D is kind of boring to implement, in my opinion. I personally have no interest in it. I don't mind 2D games themselves, but I just don't find it interesting to implement. Well, I don't know that 2D should be HTML, but I just don't find it that interesting to program for 2D. 3D is far more exciting. You know, quads though, right? I mean, yeah, I obviously have to have some quad rendering. You know, like that's kind of a given, and I obviously have to support sprites to some degree in order to have like billboard quads in the actual world, in like the editor viewport, so you can like see where the camera is and where point lights and that kind of stuff is. So obviously I have to support it. It's just I'm not gonna support it for the sake of 2D games. So I probably won't have like a batch renderer or anything, unless it becomes absolutely 100% necessary. Okay. Opening projects. Here we go. Okay. Cool. I guess we can. Current project name. Can I just load that? Can't see where my lights are nor what direction they're pointing. Yeah, that's very helpful if you can see that. Did it? Get. Okay, first of all, why is that lowercase when I made it not lowercase? Secondly, why the fuck is there a Git folder in there? What is this? It's kind of the hell is this? This isn't. What is this? What Git repository does this belong to? Oh, okay, yeah, I know what it belongs to. And I don't need it. It's going to have voxels and a procedural generated terrain. It's not gonna be like a voxel game, I don't think. Although I want like a terrain system. At least sort of a landscape system in the similar sense that Unreal has it. I want to make that damn Minecraft. Yeah. Yeah, because like I'm super interested in actually doing like a terrain system. Alright, so we should probably say that if, because it says that it's okay here. Thing is though, I kind of don't want, like, what if the folder already exists? Hazard crashed. Surprising. Okay. What I could say, I mean, I can't really check. I can probably check if the directory is empty. Please tell me there's just a nice function that lets me check that. Directory options, exists, file size, file status, file type. Might be able to use that directory thing. It's empty. Hey, cool. call it is valid location is equal to this isn't empty, and S3 file system is empty project location. So as long as we have a location and it's empty, then it's valid. Just want to check here. Okay. So I'm basically gonna have to do if not is valid location. I don't know. I mean, it's more of a matter of if we have. What will this do? Because if this is empty, then this will be false, which I don't actually. I kind of want, but I also don't want. Because currently, if I were to say do push style color with text, and say make it red, that would actually make it red if we haven't given it a path, which I kind of don't want. So let's switch this around. Say if it is empty, no. Even if it is empty, it's so confusing. Effectively, if we have a path but the folder isn't empty, then we want to push a red color, effectively. So if, which that's actually what this does, but yeah, whatever. Screw it. Here. If not is valid location, pop style color. Let's just see what it does. Okay, it's not empty. Or it's not red, I should say. Test 5, I don't know, whatever. And I make a new folder. Call it. Actually, I don't have to do that. I can literally just do this. Oh. Right. Yeah, that's not kind of what I actually want to check here. If S3, not S3 file system exists. Project location / project name is kind of what I want here. Need to make this an explicit file system path to do that. Assuming we have this not empty and that exists. Kind of need to check if project name is empty as well, but kind of looking good. Let's just call it test 5. Open it up, select dev. That's valid. Okay. Let's see. If I were to call it, say, scripting sandbox. Hey, awesome. I like it. That should also gray out the create button. Love it. So if actually there's like an I'm GUI begin disabled. It's disabled if we don't have a valid location. Okay. And disabled. Now I believe this will cause an issue, because this will just, yeah, we basically have to check if I really don't like the fact that the API is kind of inconsistent when it comes to disabling items. So we do this, we can see it's invalid. Yeah. Mismatched item stacks? Cool. Why? Because I can't just do... Because that wasn't... I know I had to do some custom stuff in Hazel to make this kind of properly usable. I'm gonna have to look up what I did. So if that, do that, which is basically the same as pausing that, but we only call it like that, and we do that. Okay, yeah. Sure. I don't mind doing some extra work. Begin disabled. Did I give that? Yeah, I gave it a default parameter of true. Void and disabled. Thank you for going to the right place. It's effectively the same as just doing this, but not quite. Because I think this will do shit even if... Yeah, it will do stuff even if this is false, which I don't really want. I'll do if g I'm GUI. Disable stack size. It's greater than 0, I think. Yep. We do I'm GUI and disabled. Good. Again, disabled. Not. It's valid location, because this lets me literally just do that. No need to check anything. Cool. That works exactly the way I want it to. Okay, we have the concept of a project. Didn't take too long. Yeah. I could do a sort of initial, I could do a very rudimentary asset. I could make an actual content browser without having an asset manager, technically. By just iterating the directory. Actually reminds me I need to do create directory. Just gonna do that for simplicity's sake. Because I kind of want to do create an assets directory as well. Or content, maybe. I don't know, asset content. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna call the actual browser the content browser, so sure, let's call it content. All right. Do I actually go and try and write a proper asset manager right off the bat? Or do I make a content browser that will show me all of the files and allow me to create new assets effectively? Because a rudimentary content browser would just iterate through this, every single frame, and display everything that's there. Because writing an asset manager all in one go is, first of all, stupid, and secondly, extremely boring. Let's go for a simple but proper. I mean, that will kind of indicate some sort of asset manager, but only update the view when the folder changes. Yeah, that would actually mean that I'd have to introduce the file watcher, which I would definitely want to use the one that Jan had in his stream. What kind of game are you making? I'm not making a game, but thank you, Youngsap, the Q being for following. I'm making a game engine, not a game. Although I suppose at some point I may make a game using Fusion. That would be nice. Continues to check if the current file time for the folder has changed. Don't really want to do that. That sounds kind of dumb. This is C++. I only know Lua. Okay. I see. Hilarious, Tony. Alright, let's go for the most sort of simple implementation here. Better be funny since I'm a circus. Yeah, Lua is pretty simple. Although, one thing I don't like about Lua is that arrays, the first index of an array is 1, not 0. Which, you know, way to be, like, sure, they want to be different, but seriously. Arrays should always start at 0. That's like pretty much the only thing that I don't like about Lua. Yeah, from what I remember, Lua arrays start at index 1. Yeah, tables are very useful. Like, I use Lua. That's kind of what I use for the build tool, right? So pre-make. Although it's not sort of traditional Lua most of the time, but it's... I love it. But if I'm not wrong, Lua array start index. Indexing generally starts at index 1. which. Sure. Okay. This is gonna need to know the project. And if we don't have one, it's just not gonna do anything. Shared pointer. I like using random number generators, which are very helpful. Printing is also try debug. Yeah. Just trying to use world class as my asset loader. Awesome. You finding the text hard to read? I mean, I can go to 174% zoom. What resolution are you watching at? Because if it's 1080p and it's full screen, it shouldn't be hard to read the code at this size. But if it's like on a mobile, then yeah, it would be hard. Alright, well, see you later, young sap. Have a good day or night. And my zoom level 6 set to 68%. I mean, I could do that, but then, let's see. All right, that's pretty much that's 67% right here, and I can't read that. Like, it's... I have to pretty much always be at least 140% zoom to even be able to read the code. What a waste of pixels. Because, like, even 100% I think would be... I mean, technically I could code at 100% zoom. Yeah, if you're at a 1080p with a font size of 12, then yeah, of course. What is my font size set to? 10. Well, I should probably make that a bit bigger, but 200 or 8,000. But yeah, I'll probably keep it like 170, which is slightly uncomfortable to program at, but sure. Project. We need to know what the current project is. Shared pointer. Current project. Null pointer by default. We will have a default constructor as well. Should use 12 with JetBrains Mono. I think that might have been what changed, because like I think the font looks a bit different. You meant 13. Because like the font looks a bit different than it used to. Okay, let's see. Now I kind of have to zoom out to 133. I don't know. Sure. Is there anything I absolutely have to override here? Yeah, render contents. Just protected. Override. Window ID, initial width, initial height. Yeah, okay. Sure. Create those. Do I need a default constructor? I can just pass in null pointer here. I don't need a default constructor. Font doesn't look like JetBrains Mono. That's the weird thing, right? Because I obviously have it set to JetBrains Mono. Like, right here. I guess, let's try switching to this. Oh my god. That's disgusting. And then switching back to it. JetBrains Mono. I don't know. I'm not doing Comic Sans. Okay, I've done that once. I'm never doing it again. Yeah, I don't know. My phone has gotten all weird. As of late. Comic Sans or White Peter? None. Okay, never gonna happen. In project, do I not have? Yeah, whatever. Okay, so we have this. Console us. And the thing is, in theory, all I would have to do is include file system or auto directory info in std file system. I'm not gonna do this, so don't worry. Iterator with a file path being parent project base directory / contents, and then just like, I don't know, display them, the label or whatever. I'm not gonna do this. This is kind of dumb to do. Although I think this is exactly what Jan is currently doing in the Game Engine series, as just a basic thing. But long term, this not good. And of course, if current project null pointer, just fail. Don't draw anything. So, what was the project that Jan used in his thing? C++. This one, was it? Was it Thomas Monkman's File Watcher? I think it was, yeah. Vague Lobster, what's up? Good to see ya. And this is a CMake. It's not a CMake, it's a header only. Clang, GCC, Visual Studio, good. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start that because I think it's a pretty neat library. Need to grab the file. I could again, File Watcher echo up. File Watcher is something that really doesn't technically need to be part of the engine, because like the runtime project wouldn't be watching any files unless like C# the like scripting code does that. How about my world manager load world need to avoid update? That depends on how you do it. Like I would definitely have that be event based. Let's call it IO. I'll watch and I'll remember to I'll create a folder because I'm gonna have to drop in the license as well to retain that. Doing it on created crashes. Cool. And it's called FileWatch HPP. And yes, I'm gonna maintain everything. Just do that. I mean, this does have the license maintained included in the actual code, but still gonna just yoink that, and I'll just create it like this instead. Probably gonna end up like reorganizing the kind of dependencies. Okay, cool, we have it. Let's see if there's anything else that I'll have to do, like any defines or things like that. Doesn't look like it. Literally just drag and drop and then use. file watch.hpp. I'm looking here. Okay, that's actually, I can see why Jan really likes this. Did you manage to fix the weird translation thing? Yeah, I did. I can show you. I've actually done quite a bit since then. But if this compiles, I can just go ahead and show you. Yeah, it was the viewports. Basically, I wasn't setting a viewport for my render textures. So the render texture was rendering to the entire window and then was being kind of scaled down, weirdly. Fan of Cherno, what's up? So, yeah, completely works. I even have an actual viewport camera that works properly. I have a game viewport, although that doesn't really do much. If I select this, I also have gizmos, which work nicely. Just came from work. How are you? I'm good. I'm actually really good as of late. Hopefully you had a good day at work. So yeah. Basically, the engine is in a surprisingly good state right now. Do you know Bayraktar? No idea what or who that is. Need to add backface culling. Drone. Yeah, I googled and I did see it's apparently like a drone. It's a Turkish drone apparently. Okay, how am I gonna set this up? Tactical UAS used in the Ukraine war. Yeah, figured. Let's actually do this. Gonna have to include this in here. Have a unique work there, and it sometimes make me tired. Oh, you work on a drone? Damn. That's impressive. Sometimes make me tired. Yeah. Understandable. Create implementation, and instead of doing this, I'm actually gonna do set current project to bad, because that will do current project, new project, and we'll also need to do file watcher equals make unique. What's the parameters? Oh, it's templated as well. So it takes the path and a potential pattern and a function. So the string. And I don't think I can use file system path. No, I can't. That's actually a shame. I do wish you could actually give it just a file system path. Because that kind of sucks. Base directory. content, and I'm gonna have to do dot string, and then we need to give it a function that will get called whenever something happens. Now it takes the file and an event type. Oh, nice, they use scope denums. Cool. And this is gonna happen on a separate thread, which, yeah, fun to deal with multi-threading. On file system changed. Takes a string. I guess it's just the file that changed, technically. And it took a const file watch event in event type, I guess. Yeah, it's a very useful library. I can't believe I didn't find this just immediately when I did the file watcher in Hazel, because that was painful. This is so nice. Now I'm actually gonna have to, I'm gonna do this, and I have a macro that should allow me to just do constant browser window on file system changed, like that, because that basically just creates a lambda that captures this reference. That's bullshit. That's actually bullshit, because I use this elsewhere. I use it in editor viewport. So that is complete garbage. I may not actually have access to it though. Make sure we include Fusion core. That could be why. 7. Okay. Now let's do Fusion core info. Added, removed, modified, renamed old, renamed new. Verify. No. Info. So used to writing verifies. Blank was added in file. Was removed. Was modified. Was renamed to blank. Because I think it's going to give me 2 events, old and then new. Okay. And I'm gonna give it a null pointer initially, because we don't have a project. Let's give it a go. Cool. Oh yeah, because it's null. If I guess we could just do reset with null pointer. Because I think, yeah, exactly. Oh. Let's give it another go. You know what would be really cool at some point? Would be to make this actually kind of behave like the content drawer in Unreal. That'd be super sick. Hope you want to venture into DX12 land soon enough. Absolutely. Leo Frey, thank you so much for following. Yeah, no, I definitely want to do DX12 at some point. Okay, so take a look at the console there. Do I have a project to open? I have no project open, so let's do a new project. Fan of Cherno, thank you so much for gifting 1 sub to Vague Lobster. Thank you so much, Fan of Cherno. Really appreciate the support. Fan of Churn is the absolute sub-gift master. Let's just call it, I don't know, my project. Create. Okay, it didn't crash. We didn't get anything here yet. That's good. So, content. If I create a new text document, we see it was added. If I rename it to my text document, we get that it was renamed, and then we get the new name. Alright, looking good. Modified. And removed. Awesome. Oh, that's so nice. No, not Hazel. That's super nice. Now we do need a destructor here. So we can kill the file watcher. Reset it. Make sure to set current project. I think I can just do that for unique pointers, can I? That's should be the same thing, right? I hate freaking look at this absolute code. What a unit. Horrible to read. Does unique pointer not have... Oh yeah, no, it does. Cool. Because I much prefer doing equals null pointer. Alright, so we now know when stuff happens with the file system. What do we do with that information? That's the question. This doesn't tell us if it's a directory or anything like that. So we'd have to use the actual file system. S3 file system, which... How does... If I do S3 file system is directory in file, what does that actually do internally on Windows? What be this one. Turns the status. Type. Okay, so I assume this actually does some turns that. Hydrate from Tony. Sure thing. Because I actually want to know how this. So it does file system status of path. Which does some internal garbage like that. Okay. I assume this would actually inspect the type and not just do it based on like some garbage implementation. False status. I would assume. So cool. What do we do with this? We could for an example just keep like a list of directories and assets, or directories and files for now, and then lock that. Although I think I actually prefer Jan's approach, which is to submit something to the main thread some other way. Right, so doing like application get submit to main thread. Give it a lambda that will be executed later on. Probably capture this. We'd also have to make a copy of like file and event type. But I think that's fine. So we could just do file path equals in file event type equals in event type. And that should make a copy, I think. And then we just do whatever we want on the main thread. So we could, for example, do what do I call it? I don't know. Current items at path. You know, do stuff like that. I think I actually prefer that instead of doing locking. Now, yes, that does mean we defer the processing of this event until later, but I don't think that is important because it's only going to be deferred for like a frame at most. Yeah. Okay. How do I store basically any function? Gonna do a sneak here. Kind of look at how Jan kind of handle that. Because actually my brain's starting to kind of not be great. Okay, it just stores that, which, yeah, that actually makes sense because it can't take any parameters. So it would literally just take nothing and return 1. Makes sense. could use a queue. Could use a stack. Don't want to do that. Probably just use a vector. Function void. Basically just gonna yoink Jan's code here. Submit to main thread. Push back that. Sure. Then beginning of each frame or at the end of each frame. We process events up here, so again I'm gonna yoink his code. Because I don't know. He actually does it at the start of the frame, which makes sense. He does a lock, which I should be doing as well. Goes through and clears. Makes sense. Make sure we have mutex. Hang on. I don't know if you're still watching, Marka. Because I remember Marka told me about a way of doing locking in C++20 without using like mutex or scope lock or things like that. Vilska Maisteri. Good evening. Yeah, I don't think atomics have waiting and signaling. Okay. That's cool. How do I use it? Just look at S3 atomic. Yeah, I suppose I can just do S3 atomic. I'm looking here. See if they've updated it. Yeah, they have. Notify. Wait. Blocks the thread until notified and the atomic value changes. Passing the mutex in constructor. Okay. How do I actually use these? You can notify one or all threads that are waiting on a signal on a single atomic. Okay. And it takes... Alright, but... Let's have a look here. If there is a thread blocked in atomic waiting operation on dereference this, then unblocks at least one such thread, otherwise does nothing. Okay. Got it. The wait function checks if the value of the atomic differs from the old value you pass in, which is the expected value. Wait, what? So, okay, I would have an SD atomic here. Presumably, I could just represent it using, like, I don't know. I'm kind of not sure how I would actually use that. Just go with an int. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna read up on this a bit. Condition variable. What the hell is that? Promises and futures. Atomic flag. Okay, so there's an atomic flag apparently. Can a float atomic constant stop winning if the precision goes eat? Probably. If it even lets you do that. Couldn't I just use atomic flag? Instead of actually using just... Instead of doing that myself, because this looks like it's... I mean, this could potentially be an issue if... Yeah. Okay, but let's say I use an actual int here. And call it main thread view atomic or whatever. In here, I would obviously want to lock it. Or... No. I would want to wait in here, presumably. Right? Because I might be trying to insert something and this, you know, while I'm processing it. How do I know the expected value? And obviously here I would do, like, notify all, for an example. How do I know the expected value, though? That's not how you do it. Then how the hell do I do it? So if I take a look in here, see if I can actually find something useful. Okay, so... Okay. My brain don't work. But here they're storing a value. The current Peter confusion level is maximum. Well, yeah, this, I'd say Mutex is probably better. Then what the hell, what's the use case for an atomic synchronization then? Because like if a mutex is better for something like this, then what would the case on atomic be? If I I know how to use mutex. Mutex is dead simple to use. You literally just do Scope lock. Mutex. What you should do is push data into a separate vector and then swap them at the start of the frame. Okay. Well, I can't be bothered. At least not right now. I'm gonna have to look into that at some point. Mutex. Yeah. I'll have to figure that out at some point. Execute. Could probably be marked. No, it can't be marked as const. Add a lock. All that. Clear. Simple. Oh. Okay. And here we would obviously want some storage for the current files. Or the current things in the content browser. And just to test it, I'm just gonna make a dummy thing here called I don't know, content entry. May as well store it as an actual path. File path for is directory. Again, this is mainly just me testing this to make sure it works. Content entries. And because this is gonna run on the main thread, we can just do this. Gonna depend on the actual event type though. Remove's gonna be interesting. For now, I'll just do and this takes a const. Turn file path equals file path, and its directory equals this, which that. I'm gonna have to capture file path, its directory. kind of annoying because this doesn't actually end up removing it, I don't think. Or maybe it does, I don't know. Supposedly... But it also returns the iterator. And I think it's marked as no discard. Because it does erase. There. So, what's up? When are you gonna do something and not be confused? Probably never, I imagine. I could... Yeah, because I'm supposed to kind of do that, which... whatever. Don't care. And I'm not gonna bother handling these for now. Then in here. Just doing text. Percentage S. C string. It's kind of annoying. Okay. Let's give it a run. Okay, so we got nothing. We then do open. My project. Why am I getting save? When I call open. What? That's weird. That's why. There we go. So I guess we have nothing. No, we don't. Okay. Make a new folder, file. That doesn't look right. My folder, which it's not gonna update, but still, that's not a file. Why does it think it's a file? This directory is false. What? That's false? That makes no sense. Bang. Okay, why won't it? Okay. Sure, don't let me inspect anything. Why does it think it's a file? Stream big old, yeah. But, like... Here's the callback. Can you give me, like, some more information about it? But where dumb Peter? Right here, because for some reason it thinks it's a file, even though it's not, although I guess that's technically not my fault. I suppose. What is this callback information? It's this. What's that? It's a vector of pair of that to event. Yeah. So it's not going to tell me anything about the actual thing. So... That's weird. Yeah, but I don't know it. Like, I just have a file path. Okay, could be a... Do I really have to, like... No, I shouldn't have to do anything because this will just go in here and construct a status. Don't know, let's give that a go, I guess. See what happens. Make sure to get rid of that. Okay, so it detects that it's not a regular file, but it doesn't detect that it's a directory. Is other. All right, I'll be back in a moment. I have to head to the bathroom real quick. Alright, I'm back. This is super weird. It detects it's not a regular file, which just checks regular. I guess I could inspect the actual file type, maybe, of the status, if I wanted to. I could do std file system status file path. Which returns a file status. Problem is, like, the freaking debugger won't show me like any debug symbols for some weird reason. Right, because if I go in here and I do this, like, I can't inspect these values. Which is super annoying. Fine. You know what? Let's do that. I'll inspect it in here instead. And I'm gonna go grab some coffee. All right. Sorry about that. I'll do that. We'll do this. Let's have a look at the entry. Not found. Aha. Got it. So what I guess ends up happening is the callback runs before the file system technically recognizes it as a folder. Right. Possibly it's triggering a modified event as well. That's possible. Bang. Let's have a look in here. No. Doesn't trigger. That's interesting. So basically we can't detect if it's a directory or not in here. That's actually very annoying. Because the thing is, I know that the I think in Hazel we actually do detect that in the file system watcher, meaning it is possible to detect it. Come on, thank you. Let it load. If we take a look, We have this equals is directory. Okay, and what the hell does that do then? I guess that's file system is directory. Yeah. So I don't know how Hazel can detect that, but this library, when using this library, you can't. It's very weird. Because it's in here that it's happening, I think. Yeah. Reads the directory changes. So, I don't know. That's interesting. Could I detect it up here? Also, it just... This is... Oh, I think I know why. This is just a file name relative to the current directory. Yeah. This is relative to the current directory, meaning if I is directory with, yeah, it's on the main thread, so it should be safe, and current project that file path. This should actually properly detect it, I think. Meaning I can probably get rid of that, because I actually do trust this. Let's give that a go. Go ahead and open it up. Yep, now it detects it. And if I were to do this, we also get new folder / new folder, and it's detecting it. Interesting. Oh yeah, I know why. It's because here is directory would actually be false. So we'd actually have to just compare the file paths. Because this directory doesn't do shit if you remove the file. But I solved it. I'm pretty sure I solved it. We get that. We get that. Although it doesn't delete that, but, you know, that's whatever. We can deal with that other ways. Okay. We have a way of detecting file stuff. Should I now start working on the actual asset manager? Because now we have a method for determining which folder assets can exist in. We have a way of detecting if an asset is created, removed, modified, or renamed. So, And everyone seems to be saying yes, so, well, Eddie and Marco thinks I should, so I will. Okay. Now I'm gonna try and write the asset system in a good way this time. Starting by wondering, do we need an actual, like, how do we define our assets? Because I could go the way we went with Eddie with the stretch. I could, of course, go the way we went with... 1 second. Alright. So we could go the route that we did with Hazel, which is basically have a base class called asset, which will define like a virtual asset type, get type, or whatever. That, right? We'd have something like that. And we'd have, I don't know, our texture asset. And that would inherit from asset. I mean, of course, at that point you could say, oh, well, it's make it like a templated parameter, the asset type, texture asset, or whatever texture. Or should I try and approach it in a different way? And almost have like, I don't know, I could have a struct that defines, you know, my texture asset, which would hold the data for a texture, such as settings and that kind of stuff. And then essentially register that as an asset. I don't know. Not sure what the best approach would be here. Because I don't really care about, you know, if we have to inherit from an asset class. Because first of all, we're only gonna have one level of inheritance, right? So we're always gonna have like something inheriting directly from asset, but we wouldn't have, you know, class, texture asset, public asset. Most likely we wouldn't have this. And then have like texture 3D asset, which inherits from texture asset. I don't think we're gonna have that. We might, but I don't know. I'm almost tempted. Problem is, it's not super easy to figure out how other engines deal with this kind of stuff. It's like, sure, I can go into here and I can like search, I don't know, asset. It's not gonna really help me in any way. Because oftentimes it is quite useful to see how other people have done it. Okay, so we can see Unreal. No, that's physics. Of course it is. So it's a good question, I think. Or I could say screw it and just implement something basic for now and actually get stuff done instead of trying to make it perfect on the first go. That's also a thing that I could do. Like yeah. So I think I would have like an asset. Would I have an asset type enum? We have that in Hazel. I don't know how I feel about that. It's a good way of identifying the type, of course, but yeah. Because then I could actually do like be kind of fancy with it and have the actual asset class. First of all, it's gonna like have an it's not gonna be pure virtual. It's gonna have like an asset handle. Handle and an E asset type. And I could make this templated, I suppose. Asset handle is gonna be pretty easy because it's literally the same as actor ID. So I would just refactor actor ID to be kind of a unique ID, like a UUID. And then I can just do it like I'm using statement. Or I could just say, you know, it's gonna have a UUID that is a handle if I wanted to. I don't know if I'm doing good. I mean, I did manage to figure out the directory stuff, but now I'm trying to come up with ways of dealing with assets. That isn't complete garbage. Because what ended up happening in Hazel is that we have like an asset, and first of all, it has just tons of stuff, but then the asset definitions are just scattered all over the place, which I don't really like. I can fix it for you. You sure about that? Okay, what is an asset? An asset is simply data, right? It can be any data whatsoever. That's really all an asset is. It's something that we can load that has some information. That doesn't really help me. You can just use your philosophy of fixing stuff. You mean, done, fixed. It's good philosophy. Okay, let's actually try and code something and not just sit here thinking about stuff. This can be a template argument because it's going to be compile time. Kind of have to know, well, can it be? It's going to make things annoying. Well, is it? Yeah, it is. Gonna make things very annoying, potentially. Elite Fusion is the most stable ever. Actually, I mean, it is fairly stable, actually. Like, the only times it's crashed is when I've done some dumb shit. But also, there's not a lot to it, so. Mesh. Because we're gonna have like a mesh asset. Suppose. Yeah. Okay. let's actually have a look at how some other engines handle assets. I think that could be interesting. Why did I decide to check out Godot? Asset. Do they even call it asset? Maybe. Let's not look at Godot, because Godot is, their code base is not great. And I don't want to just copy the way Hazel does it. How could I represent an asset in its most basic form? Literally just any asset. I could have it be just a data structure that holds a type and a handle and define them that way, which I think I actually like. I don't think they need to be like a freaking class or anything like that. Even though structs and classes are basically the same, I use them differently. As a type, which would be a good thing to have. If it's none, then it's an invalid asset effectively. I could just call it invalid instead of none. But if it has an asset type of none, then it's not technically an asset, meaning it's invalid. And we're gonna have mesh. Okay, so we're gonna start out with probably one of the more complex asset types, which is gonna be a mesh. Now I'm gonna make it simple. And I could, now templating it's not gonna be nice because yeah, templating it won't be nice because it's just not. What I could do is define assets as structs. So we'd have like a mesh asset, which would inherit from asset. And then effectively have like a factory kind of structure where you would go to the factory and say, I want a mesh asset using like this data or whatever. Take a more data-oriented approach, possibly. Even though it's still using inheritance, I don't really care about that. Inheritance isn't inherently bad. Let's, on our core, add a header file. What's the difference between globally unique identifier versus a UUID, which is unique? Universally unique identifier. What's the difference? Okay, so the 128-bit, which term GUID is also used. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know, I like the term UUID. And I effectively have a UUID implemented already. Inside of actor, it's the actor ID, that's literally a UUID. And yes, it's technically, yeah, same thing, different names. And technically it's supposed to be 128 bits, not 64 bits. You're good with 64 bits most of the time. I don't know, call it MID. And apparently 0 is invalid according to me. Yeah, 16-byte UIDs, like, I don't see the point in them ever. sure if you're gonna end up having literally like, how many different possible values would that give you? How many values can 128-bit unsigned int represent? Like, what's the range? 2 to the power of 128, which is probably an unreasonably huge number. 2, it's probably gonna break, but to the power, yeah. You think we're gonna have this many assets or actors ever? Yeah, it's 10 to the 38, which is this. Because we do 10 to the power of 38. Okay, no, it's not quite this, like... Oh, but it's 3 times 10 to the... Yeah, 3.4 times. So, yeah. It's basically the exact same, but... Like, it doesn't even matter. So, yeah. We don't need 128-bit anything. Right now, at least. Yeah, it's far too much. For sure. And we're gonna be going for this. Not the actor constructor, though. You only really need max 18 quintillion unique IDs. Yeah, I mean, most of the time, do you even need that? Realistically. Like, most projects will not need 18 quintillion unique IDs. Yeah, I mean, I think, like, if it's like a AAA game, then yeah, 10 million, absolutely. Like, I can see that. Possibly, depending on the game. But, yeah. I'm gonna yoink you. UID. UID. In UID. UID. Cool. And it's obviously already a unique value, so we don't need to hash. Can get rid of actor ID. And I'm just gonna do, I don't know. I could say, I can't be bothered replacing actor ID everywhere. Let's include core UID using actor ID equals UID. .24-bit would suffice in most cases. Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, like, I don't technically even need to use 64-bit value here, but I don't know. We have 64-bit computers or CPUs, so why not take advantage of it, I guess. This would include fusion. It's probably worth using at least 32 bits if you randomly generate them. Yeah. Like, the thing is, even with 32 bits, I think you're gonna have extraordinarily few collisions. It's just gonna default to a... I think that would just default initialize it, possibly. So the ID should only be generated once. Yeah. Who cares if it takes that microsecond slower? Yeah, honestly, no one's gonna notice. the only one that's gonna notice that microsecond is the profiler. Okay. Now, realistically, we would obviously want some actual settings for this mesh. Not just a handle and a type. The thing is, I'm honestly not sure how I feel about this. Because it would be super nice if the type could be a compiled time constant. Because it can be, right? Because mesh asset will only ever have the asset type of mesh. And I do want to take advantage of like compile time stuff as much as possible. Now I could template asset, but the thing is that's gonna make it annoying to store. That's gonna make it pretty much impossible to store in an efficient way. So, how would I make type a compile time constant for the asset? Why did the music stop? I mean, there wouldn't really be any runtime overhead from having it not be compiled time, but whatever. What I think what I did for component serialization, template or computed properly. Computed property. What's a computed property? Yeah, what I did here for component serializer was they're not technically compile time constants, I don't think, but that's not great. I mean, to be honest, if it isn't a compile time constant, it doesn't really matter. There's gonna be literally so little overhead from it. It's... Yeah, I could have that. I think we did that in Hazel. We basically had a static E asset type, yet static type, which I guess could technically be const expression as well, but it really doesn't matter because it's gonna return a constant value either way. But to be honest, I'm gonna say don't really care too much. Because I can just... The way I'm gonna basically be constructing these assets is I'm effectively gonna have like a factory type situation to a degree. Like, effectively you would have just the mesh loader, which obviously knows if it's a mesh or not. It would construct the mesh asset, while the mesh importer would do it. So, and I'm actually gonna have proper importing. Yeah. My brain is blanking. Honestly, instead of worrying about it, I'm just gonna go the classic old route of doing this. Doesn't need store the type there. Brain is fried from brain fryer frying my brain. Classic old, I'm gonna make a bug. Yeah. So, you need a virtual instructor. Well, we don't technically need it, but kind of do. We'll have a virtual get assets, get type, I guess. It's gonna be pure virtual. Just fried my brain with brain fryer frying my brain function fried braining. That's a tongue twister right there. Because I think, yeah, here in Hazel we actually did, it's not actually pure virtual, which I think makes sense because we do kind of, does it actually, add some flags. Alright. I'm just gonna start implementing it. An asset is going to be a shared object. This could be public because we're gonna have to set it either way, I think. So honestly, having that be public, not really gonna bother me that much. Alright, so we have our basic assets, right? So it's gonna change quite a lot. We're probably gonna need a get static type, because we're gonna be doing some templating. Commander John Alex, what's up? Good to see you. How are we doing? Fusion is coming along nicely, I think. So how are we gonna define the asset importers? Because an asset importer is basically only necessary in the editor. I'm good, just made a perspective camera with quaternions. Awesome. So used to Euler angles. Yeah. Because like, the runtime doesn't need to import an asset, it needs to load them. So very different. Meaning this would actually be part of the editor. So we'd have asset importer. Posture check. Sure. Asset importer. And I think we could template this to know what asset. So you don't want to have asset importing via scripts. I don't know. I don't think so. Like, because asset importing, realistically, like when I'm talking about asset importing, I'm not talking just about loading an asset. I'm talking about converting, say, a .glft file into a custom format that is more optimized for whatever you're doing. I may end up exposing that functionality to, say, scripting at some point. But we'll see. Because it can be very useful to kind of load in assets during the runtime. But yeah. I mean, you'll still obviously be able to load any file you want. It's just the engine won't necessarily provide an interface to create an asset. But it could. I could set up the system to work like that, but for now, I'm not gonna do that. For now, I'm gonna say that I don't know, I could call this asset factory. It's effectively the thing that will be responsible for creating assets. Not necessarily just importing them. I mean, what's the difference between importing and creating? I guess creating wouldn't indicate that you're actually... Yeah, so I think I'm gonna call it asset factory instead, because you could create an asset without importing it, like a source file, effectively. Probably should have some sort of concept to make sure that T asset is actually an asset type. I think I can just do requires if we include. Still not comfortable with concepts really, but std. What's it called? I know there's one. Same, no, derived from. My head hurts from trying to implement render graphs. I can imagine. Requires derived from. Derived, which is going to be T. Asset. Base is going to be Fusion asset. Also, Clang in Visual Studio doesn't think that concepts is a thing, apparently, even though I have it set to C++20. So it's gonna be a Fusion shared. Well, because the engine still has to obviously keep an asset register and as a data bank, because it has to know about the existing assets. So something is going to have to, I think just the factory could register the asset with the engine. But yeah, let's do this. Because some factories will be responsible for just creating a file with no source file provided. So for an example, you could have materials, right? You could create a material without having some sort of, you know, material file, but you could also create a material by importing a mesh that has material. So I think we kind of have to differentiate between those, like creating and importing. But we're gonna have like import from file, I think, which will take a file system path, file pop, and this will actually import and convert it to our own format, preferably. And this would actually like write an asset to disk. Well, I mean, all of them are gonna write an asset to disk. Import from file kind of indicates that we're actually loading up a regular asset, which, yeah, not sure. Because, like, that's the thing, you have importing a source file, converting that into an asset, but then you have the loading of that asset. And loading of that asset should obviously be done by the engine. But importing it shouldn't be done by the engine. So I guess I could convert source file or convert maybe just convert. I don't know. I'm gonna differentiate between importing and loading. So we'll have our import for a file. We'll have, and I don't think, yeah, actually maybe these factories should be defined by the engine. But the engine doesn't need to know about source files, realistically, unless we do want scripts to be able to import. Because I was thinking of having like load from disk. Thing is, we could have an asset pack. It's hard to think. Let's just go with what we know for now. We'll just have this for the moment. Because then we could have factories here. And we'd have a, and I could just dump all of this into a single file, but we'd have like a mesh asset factory. Possibly. Although because it's templated, it would have to, I don't know, we'll see. Stop trying to think everything through all at once and just write some code. So when I use I'm gonna rename that boss mesh asset factory. It's gonna be a public asset factory mesh asset this needs to be a Fusion editor. Probably complaining because of this. Yeah. Yes. Now, I actually already have a mesh loader somewhere. I think it's actually defined in here. Yeah, it is. Which uses TinyGLTF. Which is a part of the engine. It means the editor is going to have to be aware of it. Does TinyGLTF end up being built into the engine itself? Or is it... No, it's just a single-headed library, so... Okay. Reload. And eventually I'll obviously have to support... I might end up supporting like other file formats as well. I mean, I should. Now, I'm gonna copy and paste this. The key thing that this asset is gonna... I mean, preferably we would actually convert it into our own custom format. That's the kind of preferable thing to do. I could do it very simply and just say... I mean, I have all of the data I need. So I could just dump that. Realistically. I don't know, I think I'm way too tired to think about this. Yeah. I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and call it a day here. Marker redeeming hydrate. I'm gonna get some water and then probably end the stream after that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Satara. I appreciate that. Yeah, I would love to try and like get some more work done, but my brain is just way too tired. Thanks, John Alex. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Yeah, I want to try and be more consistent with streaming, because prior to Let 'Em Dare, I really wasn't that consistent. And I really do enjoy these streams. So I definitely want to make sure to do more of them. But tonight I am way too brain dead to really put this into any kind of thought that I can work off. Because the question is, do we want to just immediately go and say, make the mesh asset actually contain the data? And I think the answer to that would be yes. but I can't be bothered dealing with it right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here, and I might stream tomorrow, although I think I'm gonna take tomorrow and just rest. So but yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed. We'll see when I stream next, maybe on Sunday or perhaps next week. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and thank you so much, Fan of Cherno, for gifting a sub. Thank you everyone for following, and I'll stretch and then end this. Well, actually, I'm gonna see if I can find someone to raid, because I keep intending on raiding people, but I always forget. So if you guys have any suggestions on who to raid, who is currently doing software development, that would be great. Oh, actually, what's this? Yeah, no. Let's have a look. There's Sovereign Dev, but he's got a lot of people watching already, so. Heldercore is a developer, but he isn't posting about it. Okay. Well. Yeah. There is a guy I follow who usually streams at around now, but he tends to be kind of late sometimes. Let's have a look here at some people, see who we can possibly raid. There's Sovereign Dev working on open world RPG, which I think is really awesome. Now he does have quite a lot of viewers, and I would like to support a smaller streamer like me, because that can be very nice. Someone make an MMO, which, okay, sure. There's not a lot of people. There's. Oh, there's me. I may just end up raiding Sovereign Dev, because I think this project is looking really cool. So, just gonna yoink that. Close that down. Alright, well. See you guys later. I'll try and stream either on Sunday or next week, so. Bye-bye.